We live, baby. It's Saturday. What's up, everybody? Oh shit, man. I was supposed to put the glasses on, man. I was supposed to put the glasses on. What's up, y'all? We welcome to another show, man. The Jammin with J Money. We back. One guy on Twitter is like, man, where I win when you wear the glasses. I'm like, you know what? Me too, man. Me too. I wear glasses today, man. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Junior? Everything cool with you? It was all right day yesterday, man. I really wish I would have stayed out the Lakers, but it's all good, man. They just didn't come to play. Should bounce back today, man. But was on the Mavs though. Cashed that Mavs real nice, man. What's up with you yesterday, Junior?
Yeah, I hit both my parlays, man. So anytime you can hit two parlays in one day, that's a damn good day because you've been in this game a long time. That don't happen too often. It's the first time I did that all season. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I hit the Raptors Raptors full game, Thunder full game, and one parlay that played plus 190. And then I had a 3-team first half parlay, Rockets, Bucks, Lakers. Thank you, Trevor Ariza, for that foul with zero point 0.1 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were watching that game, the play before that, LeBron scored a layup and they called it a bogus travel. So the gods are with me on that one. But
Yeah, and look, and I was watching the game too. I mean, they just didn't come to play. I don't know. I was kind of back and forth. It was kind of a travel. I mean, I know that they was arguing that it wouldn't, but when you do a jump stop, you can kind of it's the way he hopped. I mean, the way as far as he wins well, but I mean, regardless, you know what I'm saying? They whoever had to parlay, you know what I'm saying, the first half, hey, you cashed it. You still wouldn't have lost. It would have been a tie though, but still,
right.
obviously better. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to knock it down to the hey, you want to get all that cash. But yeah, it was a nice day yesterday. I really needed the Mavs to come through for me, man. They did. They came through for me. So you know what I'm saying? That was the main thing that I needed. Like I said, I mean, obviously it was emotional for the Lakers over there still, though, man. You got, I still didn't see them losing that game straight up. And in my opinion, you gotta be ashamed of yourself, man, losing on Kobe night. It's 13 point. I know Dame gonna do what he do, but I mean, the Blazers, their starting five has been playing well, but when it gets to the bench, I mean, the Lakers, when they got to the bench, they should have really hammered down, and they couldn't. Like I say, they weren't really focused last night. They weren't really focused. But yeah, Toronto took care of Detroit there, 105-92. Glad I stayed off there. And you cashed that one with the Raptors. The Bulls versus the Nets. Glad I stayed off the Bulls as well. I was thinking that was gonna be close, and it was close there. And then the Nets pulled away in the fourth quarter. Obviously, Kyrie absolutely went off as well in that game. The Mavs took the loss to the Rockets. They sacked Capella. Capella probably won't play tomorrow as well. And they only lost 121 to 128. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, I know Porzingis ruled out. I know Luca out and Porzingis out tonight, man. So a lot of people probably hopping on the Hawks soon as that happened. We told y'all about the Pelicans. They smacked the shit out the Grizzlies 139 to 111. They was missing Brandon Clark and Jaren Jackson Jr. They take the L by 28 points to that one. Then the Nuggets, man, them boys beat on a back-to-back spot without their guys with key injuries. They go into Milwaukee and smack them boys up. I told you. I mean, obviously we know that the Nuggets. I mean, I wasn't on that game, but I wasn't taking Milwaukee in that game, man. The Nuggets, them boys, they're a deep team, man. I think that they can stay with anybody. Their defense can't stay with anybody. It's all about offense. But hey, their offense balled out last night, 127 on the back-to-back in Milwaukee. The rested team, the one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team. Hey, the Nuggets, them boys show something there. And OKC got it. They got it done there. It was crazy there. The Suns was up 99-92, man, late in that game. And then you look back at it and they pitched the lead away. It was crazy because it was 103-99. It was crazy. I look back at it, I was like, damn, boy. But yeah, okay, see, their backers get lucky once again, man. The Suns, they just can't close out games at the house. The Lakers, yeah, they took the loss 119-127. Not much to say about that. Dame absolutely went off. And Dame and CJ played 40 minutes. I mean, they started Gabriel. He didn't really do much, but I mean, you had to caps hats out to the Blazers, man. They played a terrific game. Even every time the Lakers wanted to pull away, get up 4, 6, 8, the Blazers come right back. Now we hear, you know what I'm saying, even taking the lead. So, but we know the Lakers probably should have blown them out. It was a revenge game, but hey, honestly, once I seen that the Lakers weren't going to cover, I started rooting for the Blazers to win the game. Let down spot tonight, man. We're gonna get to it. We only got 10 games today, man. We're gonna run through it. My guy Junior got business to handle. Hey, I got business to handle as well, man. So we're gonna run through it real quick. Let's get to it, Junior. Beginning day, we got the first game of the day, the Timberwolves versus the Clippers. Obviously, still need to see. I know Paul George. Should be a bounce back game for him. Got his feet wet in the last game. Not sure if Kawhi is going to play in this spot just yet. Obviously, the Clippers are in bounce back mode. They're afraid they're coming up against a Timberwolves team that obviously they have much better defense than they should be able. If as long as they impose their will and it's what I'm saying, they want to bounce back from that terrible loss to the Kings, then they should, in theory, smash the Timberwolves here. Any look on this spot, Junior?
I'm not gonna bet the Clippers early in the morning for my articles for my official plays of the day for a little bit until I get an idea on the health of Paul George and Kawhi. Paul George looked awful in that last game, and we don't know if Kawhi is gonna play. So I would rather just to be, if I'm gonna give out picks, I would rather be sure about what I'm betting on. That Kawhi getting announced out right before tip off last game pissed me the fuck off, bro. I can't deal with that. So I'm not on the Clippers right now.
Right, yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. Yeah, I know. I'm not. I'm staying off of it. Too many points. The Timberwolves, they have a good offense. I mean, right now we need to see that. Like I said, we didn't see Clippers come out and be lethargic, and we didn't see them come out and smash teams. They could smash them by 30 here. Obviously full squad here. Paul George still needs to get back right. They still need to get used to their rotations once again. Bounce back game at the house. They should bounce back, but like I say, it's gonna be crazy to see. It's gonna be crazy to see if the Timberwolves keep it close here, man. We know that Towns can come out and have a big game. A real interesting game. It opened at 10 and come down to 9.5. So some money coming in on the Clippers there. Let's get to this Heat game, man. Heat versus the Magic here, man. We know that the Magic been struggling versus that the Heat have been struggling versus the Magic. They got the win versus them last time out by almost 20 points at the house. Now they're playing in Orlando here. I know none is questionable here with Achilles. Did you taking the Heat today, Junior? Riding with your boys to bounce back off that loss? They've been real good this year off a loss. They coming off their home loss to the Celtics here. You taking the Heat here in this spot?
I am on this game, but not on the Heat. I'm on the total. I'm on the over. I think that I got it at 205.5. I see some 206s on the board. I just think that that's just way too low of a total in a professional. In today's NBA, 205.5. I know the game you just mentioned, Miami won by 21, and the total ended on 205 even. That's fine. Just look at how many games are like, for example, Miami averages 115 points a game at home. They just put 113 on Orlando in Orlando. If Miami sticks to their average, even if Orlando scores in the 90s, that shit's going over. So I'm on the over 205.5. I saw that number and I was just like, yeah, both teams are very good defensively, but in today's day and age, bro, if you're gonna give me a number that low, I gotta smash the over.
Exactly, my guy taking the over in this game. Going with, we know the Heat been one of the Heat been one of the best over teams in the league this year. The Magic been one of the best under teams, so it's definitely a clash of titans there in this game, man. I don't have much on this. We're not gonna even talk about the Warriors versus Cavs game. I'm not. Yeah, I ain't even looking at this shit. I mean, they could game the toss up game, man. I'm seeing one of these teams gonna rest some players and not win this game on purpose. So that's all about. You check the late injuries, man. You'll be able to see. You'll be able to tell by which team don't want to win this game. It's and whoever you really like, you might want to take them first half because anything happening second half, that game ain't even worth talking about. The Knicks versus the Pacers here, man. I know that the obviously Pacers got Oladipo back. I saw some injuries come in. I know. So Payton is out for with a suspension. I think Frank gonna sit as well. Nicotina, you know what I'm saying? He gonna sit out as well. So any look on this one? Did you taking the Pacers on this one? You think it's too many points? Did you have any play on a total in this game? That's a low total as well, man. We know that the Knicks lately been kind of sort of picking up the pace a little bit. Obviously missing Payton, their starting point guard, but they still got some other guys out there. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of B's. It opened at 213.5 down to 212.5. That's still kind of low in my opinion. What you got? Oh yeah, and I remember Fournier was he was questionable as well, so he's available to play for the Magic. So that bodes well for your over there, Junior. Any looks on this Knicks versus Pacers spot?
Honestly, bro, and I know this sounds crazy. If I had a free play on this game, I'd actually take the points with the Knicks. I wouldn't do that with my own money, so don't think I'm crazy. People that are watching the show, But I mean, if you're asking me what's my lean, it's just too many points. 11 points with the Pacers. Like, there was a point about a month or so ago where the Pacers were a team that I was backing for a while. They were covering spreads. They really had made a solid turnaround. And it's not to say that they're playing bad. They just came off of a long 5-game road trip, which is kind of why I think that they had that little letdown spot against Chicago, even though they won that game, went into overtime. They'll probably smash the Knicks here, but this is just my personal opinion. The Pacers are not that good of a basketball team that I'm going to feel comfortable laying double digits with them, even against the Knicks, bro, because the one thing that the Knicks have is a decent front court. And when I say decent, I'm just talking about their specific team. I'm not talking about the overall league. For their specific team, the strength of their team is their front court. And I think that those guys can be a little frisky with the Indiana guys. I just don't like the matchup, to be honest.
Exactly. Now I see what you're saying there. You lean, you know what I'm saying, toward you think that their big guys can help, you know what I'm saying, can help versus we know the Pacers, their big guys mean a lot to them. As long as you can match up with them and you have a few guards, obviously they're guard heavy too. My thing is I just know that the Pacers, their offense is much better than the Knicks. Knicks can play some defense some when they want to, but they're missing Peyton here and Frank. I mean, the main thing was okay, Frank gonna get more minutes, more Dennis Smith Jr., but you're down 2 point guards in that spot. I'm pretty sure that's why the total has moved down as well, man. Let's get to this 76ers versus Celtics spot, man. They heard me this morning. This is gonna be a max play for me, man. The Celtics, I was gonna max some boys out, man. They lost 3 straight times already to the 76ers. Already need to be full squad versus this Sixers team. You already don't have enough depth in the front court. You then Cantor is out, which you know what I'm saying wasn't gonna be too much of a help, but I mean still he was gonna be some help. You need everybody here, man. And then the main thing, even without Cantor, you need Kemba Walker gonna be out the next couple of games. So, and they still sitting at 1.5. So the books are telling you that I mean this is still a winnable game for the Celtics here at the house with triple revenge. Even though the 76ers have had their number this year, they are terrible on the road, man. They're absolutely terrible. They coming off the loss versus the Hawks, but I mean that's what they do, bro. They lose on the road. No, they got the win versus the Knicks on the road. They got the win versus Nets versus road. Those are their only 2 wins in the past 10 road games. They're 1-8-1, 1-9-1 ATS their last 11 road games. I mean, so if you like the 76ers here, I can understand. They beat the Celtics 3 times already this year. No Kemba Walker. I don't think it's gonna be easy though. The Celtics know that they didn't lost to them 3 straight games. I mean, they're not in the same rut they was in before. In the last time we rode with them, you know what I'm saying? That was the 3rd time that they lost to them this year. That was in Philly. This is the 2nd time they played in Boston. They did already beat them in Boston 115-109, but it'd be real interesting to see, man. If the 76ers can beat the Celtics here 4 times in a row, man, I'd have to tip my cap to them. What you got? You taking Philly in this spot, Junior?
That was my original lean, to be honest with you. But even without looking at Philly's road record, I know that they're not that good on the road. I checked it out; they're 9-16. What kept me off of Philly, even though this seems like a Philly spot because the Celtics really just can't handle their bigs, is the fact that they're 7-16-2 ATS on the road. Philadelphia has the worst ATS road record in the entire NBA. Now, those stats can kind of be misleading for the simple fact that in the beginning of the season, because they're one of the favorites to be a top team in the league, they were road favorites a lot in situations where they just straight up lost, right? Because they have a 9-16 record. That being said, you just mentioned, what did you just say? They are 1-9 in their last 10 ATS on the road.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
1-9 ATS. Listen, that is not good whatsoever.
Yeah, so I'm on this game, but I took the under 214.5. I think that, first of all, if you're talking regular season rivalry, this is probably the best regular season rivalry in the NBA. If someone can think of one better, maybe I just off the top of my head. I know people might say Lakers Clippers, but that's just getting started. These guys have battled in the playoffs a couple seasons in a row. Historically, the Celtics and the 76ers used to battle it out to go to the NBA Finals in the 80s. These are just two franchises that can't stand each other. The games in Boston, the Sixers have won 3 in a row. I expect this Boston crowd to literally be in playoff mode tonight. And we say it all the time on this show. Those type of games tend to play towards the under. 76ers defense too, man. The first 2 weeks of the season, from January 1st to the 15th, the 76ers were 16th in the league in offense. Their offense had fallen through the floor, which is one of the reasons they're 1-9 ATS on the road. Since then, so from the 16th of January until today, they are the number one defense in the NBA, third overall on the season. You know the Celtics are going to bring that defense. They're fourth overall in the season. I could keep going on and on. Just everything in this game, this specific situation, the personnel, the injuries just lead me to think that it's going to be under 214.5.
Exactly. In my opinion, this is an absolute must-win game for the Celtics. This definitely hurts that hurts a little bit that Cantor's not out there. It hurts a lot that Kemba Walker's not out there, but they still have the pieces, in my opinion, to win this game. And I think it's a must-win spot, in my opinion, man. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Let's get to the next game, man. Hawks versus Mavs. Like I say, no Luka tonight, no Porzingis. Both for the Mavs, a back-to-back spot for them. But still, man, if you look at it, I mean, the Hawks are one of those teams that they're not good on the road either, man. I mean, it's crazy because see, my book's still hanging to what 5.5, 6. They hadn't even changed it. And I'm like, I'm not so quick to hop on the Hawks here. I know it's not necessarily good for the Mavs, but it is a back-to-back spot. But I mean, they coming off 2 straight losses here. The last time at the house, they got dubbed by 30 versus the Suns. I mean, you look at the rosters. If Trae Young is not balling tonight, if you don't get All-Star Trae Young tonight, man, it's gonna be tough sledding for the Hawks. This is, in my opinion, it's not a good matchup for them because the Hawks. I mean, the Mavs, they have a lot of guards. They're real deep. I mean, they got still Willie Cauley-Stein probably gonna be starting out there tonight. We know that the Hawks don't have a whole lot of bigs. The Mavs got Dorian Finney-Smith, which is he's like a stretch four. Then they got Willie Cauley-Stein. They got Boban Marjanovic as well, man. So you're gonna see him, and you got Maxi Kleber. So in my opinion, they still got the size advantage. If they had Porzingis here, I was actually gonna be looking towards the Mavs. It's probably gonna be a stay off for me, man. It could go either way. You see it just drop. I mean, the Mavs still favored by 4, even without Luka and Porzingis in this spot. So that tells you a lot, man. This is a deep team, and to be honest, I could still see them covering this game even without Porzingis in this spot, man. It's a back-to-back. I kind of knew he was gonna sit everybody else in. If the Mavs come to play defense tonight and get to hitting their threes, they're a much better defensive team than the Hawks. So that's the only thing I'm gonna say. In this type of game at the house, come off a couple losses, they lean on their defense here. The Hawks, they don't play any defense. You can never expect them to play defense. It's all offense. So if they're not hitting their shots tonight, it's gonna be a long night. But I can see why you would lean towards the Hawks without the Mavs having their 2 top superstars and then Powell being out as well. So any lean on this game, Junior?
I don't, but I would lay the points with the Mavs even without their 2 stars. And my reasoning behind that is that I have absolute blind faith in Rick Carlisle as a head coach. He's easily one of the best head coaches in the NBA. Took a Mavericks team that if you really go back and look at the roster that he won an NBA championship with, he should get way more credit for that. And he always keeps them competitive. Like last year, their roster was absolute trash. The year, well, no, I shouldn't say absolute trash because they had Luka. But the year before, when Dennis Smith Jr. was a rookie, I mean, their roster was thin as hell, and he still had them in the kind of not. I wouldn't say fighting for the 8th spot, but they were in a conversation for a while, and they had no business being in that conversation. So, all that being said, we've seen that when Luka gets hurt. Or when he got hurt early in the season with that really bad sprained ankle, they kind of didn't miss a beat. They went up to Milwaukee, smacked them boys. They went to somebody else's house. I think it was in Miami. They went to somebody's house. They went to Milwaukee, and they went somewhere else and smacked 2 playoff contenders without Luka. I think that people are underestimating the Mavs without Porzingis and Luka. I still think that they have a competent roster full of NBA veterans and one of the best coaches in the league against a team that's just not good and does not play defense and doesn't travel well. So I'm a ride with Carlisle on this one. I would lay the points with the Mavs before I take it with the Hawks, but I'm not on this game though.
Exactly. Yeah, it's tough to, in my opinion, it's hard for me to take the Mavs here with confidence. But like I said, they are a really deep team, and they're still favorites there for a reason, man. So don't just because Porzingis has to go hop on Hawks, just solely because the Hawks are a much better team as a dog at the house than they are on the road. Much different team. Obviously a lot of NBA teams are different on the road. Let's get to the next game, man. We got the Hornets versus Spurs. Spurs up to open at 8.5, up to 9. 9 now. You see PJ Washington questionable with an ankle injury for the Hornets there. That's going to be a huge loss for them. We're already not, they're already not great offensively. You look at it, the past two meetings versus San Antonio, they've beaten them. So, obviously they kept, that was last year. This is a new year now. The Hornets, you ain't got Kemba Walker now, your savior. LaMarcus Aldridge is questionable in this game, could possibly come back with the thumb injury there. We've seen that the Spurs play a lot better at the house. This could be a spot for them that they could take advantage of a weak scoring Hornets team. And get some revenge from last year, from losing the last couple of meetings to them. They're a much better team than them this year. Not sure if I'm ready to lay the 9 with them, but I have to lean to the Spurs in this spot. Spurs are nothing for me, but it probably won't get my money on it. Any quick leans on this one, Junior, before we get to a couple of marquee games tonight?
Yeah, I think Spurs first half is a pretty decent price at -5. That would be my lean in this game. 9.5. I'm always afraid of Charlotte for the simple fact that they just jack up a bunch of threes. They never stop jacking up threes because they're a team where everyone on their roster is young, trying to prove a point, trying to get some minutes, trying to get some, trying to pad some stats. So they're always going to play until the final whistle. And they could easily backdoor cover a 9.5 point spread. So I would lean San Antonio -5 first half because San Antonio's going to come out, know that these guys are shorthanded and try and take care of business and then hold on for the win in the second half. But I wouldn't be surprised if they smash them, but I'm just not willing to put my money on that, though. Not by double digits.
Exactly. You definitely asking for it to be a blowout there, guaranteed. Obviously, like I said, with their Washington injury, with their Washington injury, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see what happens. If he's in or out, the line could go either way. Well, if he's in, probably won't change it. If he's out, it's definitely gonna go up to 10. I can definitely tell you that. Two marquee games tonight, man. The games that matter, in my opinion. We get to the first one, the Lakers versus the Kings, and it's going down. I'm seeing it touch 5.5 at some books. Maybe maybe people are fading. For one thing, people hopping on the Kings team, who we know the coach is not. They did not have a good coach over there. Lakers obviously coming off of, in my opinion, embarrassing loss last night. Obviously, still playing with heavy hearts. It was tough for them. It's tough for them to, you go through something, you grieve with something, and then you have time off, and then you bring it all up again right before you then pretty much have the funeral right before the game. That was pretty tough in my opinion. It's real tough. Now it's a new night. So you coming off that loss, you hadn't played for a while, so the back to back doesn't mean that much to me in my opinion. The Lakers want to get back in the win column here, man. And the Kings, they're coming off a huge win over the Clippers, pretty much the same situation as last night. Called an emotional team, pretty much. Called them sleeping, won by 20. That's the team. I don't think they do it back-to-back performances. They at the house. Lakers are smashing tonight, man. What you got, Junior?
You're saying the Lakers are going to smash Sacramento. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, it ain't gonna be the Kings smashing the Lakers.
That's what I was like, Jay. Well, I was like, Jay, I might need to come down to Texas and get some of whatever that is you smoking.
You do though. You do still though.
I would take Lakers first quarter -1.5. Feel like they got to be pretty embarrassed. I mean, there's no way that they're not embarrassed about what happened yesterday. Sacramento's clearly the inferior team, but the Lakers better watch out, though, because, the Kings, if you watch these Sacramento Lakers games, the Kings always get pretty feisty. It's a one-way rivalry, whereas the Kings fans can't stand the Lakers, since the Donaghy, Chris Webber, White Chocolate days, Mike Bibby days. But it is that a one-way rivalry. But I say they better be careful because they're always going to get the Kings' best effort. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and not totally disrespect the Kings. That being said, by the way, you said you watched that game yesterday. Is it just me, J Money? Am I crazy? I know people in the chat probably going to start shitting on me for saying this. Doesn't LeBron look a little slow right now?
Nah, he looks real slow. He is not the same. And I was thinking that, and I'm not gonna put it on Twitter because obviously it's obvious. He's getting up there. You got gray hairs. Even if you can dye your shit black, and probably the next day is still, still gonna have gray hair. So, and you see the bald spot. He's getting old, man. He's getting old. But yeah, he definitely lost a step or two. And you can see it. He can go full throttle, but he doesn't go full. He can't go full throttle the whole game. Yeah, he's lost a huge. He looks a lot slower. Even last night, kind of seemed like he wanted to attack attack kind of sort of played like Kobe, you know what I'm saying? And then after a while, just like, no, it just faded out. But defensively, he's not locked in anymore. I'm seeing him out there real lackadaisical on defense. I mean, that was a good question you asked me because I was watching that game last night and I couldn't watch much of the second half. Honestly, it was tough. It was tough for me to watch. Going rooting for the Lakers. I knew that they were might going to lose that game the way that Dame Lillard was going off. I mean, they weren't locked in defense. They weren't locked in defensively. But yeah, the LeBron has definitely lost a lot. Him being out is not as much as AD being out, in my opinion. Still, LeBron said certain nights, man, but against the top contenders, we'll see tonight. We know the Kings gonna run and gun. We know it's an in-state rivalry. The Lakers, I mean, lately on the road, they 0-4 ATS last 4 road games versus the team with the losing home record. They're 0-7 ATS last 7 games following after allowing 125 points more in the previous game. But I don't think so in here, man. No Holmes, no Bagley. I know they just went and smacked the Clippers, but the Lakers should be pissed tonight, man. I see them. I know, and it's probably sharp money too coming in on the Kings. I don't care, but I don't think this same thing gonna happen tonight with the Lakers. I think they're gonna smack the Kings tonight, man. They absolutely have to, and it's a letdown spot for the Kings. You know what I'm saying? So with both of those, bounce back versus letdown, you got to side with the Lakers here, in my opinion, man. Not a max play. I'm not maxing out. They're not at the house again. It is on the road, but it's coming down, man. Hey, you can get a 5.5 right now.
Yeah, I think that first quarter has some value, bro. And when I was saying LeBron looks slow, where I because like on a fast break, for example, he's still one of the most dangerous weapons on a fast break because his decision making is almost perfect. But when LeBron squares up and he has a dude in front of him and he tries to put moves on him and beat him with the first step, it's not happening, bro.
It ain't happening.
It's not happening.
No, it's not happening, bro.
Yeah, it looks weird to see. It's weird to see, man.
Yeah, let's get to the last game, man. Let's get to the last game here. We got the Jazz versus Blazers here. In my opinion, and we saw Dame, even though Dame balled out last night, we did see him take a little fall, kind of turn his ankle. Being, in my opinion, basketball player, you soar, man. You soar. And I'm not saying I hope, but I think that possibly he can get ruled out late here. Him and CJ both played 40 minutes last night. And don't get it twisted, it's the third game in 4 nights. It's third game in 4 nights for the Blazers and the Jazz. And it's third game in 4 nights for the Jazz on the road. But they're the team that has the day of rest. They're the team that's coming off 3 straight losses. They already beat this Blazers team, but they beat them by 6 points at the house. But going to the third quarter, they were up by 20 points in their game. So I think that the Jazz, they showed they're a much better team here. I know that they've been on the slide, but in my opinion, they're a much better team than the Blazers. The Blazers have been balling lately. Dame Lillard has been balling, but if they contain him, or if Lillard even gets just stays around 30, I think that the Jazz will run away with this one, man. The Jazz gonna come out here with a sense of urgency tonight, man. I'm telling you guys, I really do think so. I don't see them losing 4 straight here. I don't see them losing to the Blazer Magic. I don't think so here, man. In my opinion, you coming off a huge win last night. Just last night, you know what I'm saying? Probably got in late. You won this 13-point dog straight up, man. Played out of your minds. Now you're coming back to the house, flying from LA up to Portland. Just saying, man, versus a rested Jazz team that's gonna be pissed the fuck. I couldn't put that in right up, but the Jazz gonna be pissed the fuck out today, man. And I think they're gonna play like it. Their heads on fire. The Jazz come back to a defensive team tonight, man. The way they play offensive with cohesion. When it gets to the bench, their bench would be starters for the Blazers. I'm telling you this, man. Last night the Lakers didn't exploit the Blazers. Last night the Lakers didn't exploit their weak bench. The Jazz are going to I hope they smash the Blazers today. Nothing's guaranteed, but I like for the Jazz to get back on track here, get back to winning basketball. This was the write-up today. Y'all make sure y'all click the link below, man. SBR video /NBA. Go to, you know what I'm saying, check out all the articles we got. NBA picks, them on every game in there from somebody else, but my article is on the Jazz, man. Y'all, I'm about to post it to Twitter as well. Y'all click on it, you know what I'm saying? Let's cast the Jazz tonight, man. What you got, Junior? You like the Jazz with me, or you riding with the Blazers with their hot streak? You think they keep it going tonight? Dame going for 50, 60, or what? Or is he playing?
You gotta figure that, like, as emotionally draining as it was for the Lakers, it wasn't as draining for Portland, but it had to be draining in somewhat. First of all, shout out Big Game Dame. You want to talk about must-see TV? That's one dude, bro. I gotta go see Dame in person, man. I gotta go see Dame in person because Dame is a superstar. If he played anywhere else but Portland, bro, he would be getting so much more attention. I mean, I've had this argument for years that if you took Dame and put him on the Warriors, would there be a massive difference? I'm not too sure about that, bro. I don't know. But anyways, I don't want to get into that debate. As for tonight, kind of like the over. I think that the Blazers offense is kind of clicking. 226, the way that Utah's offense has been clicking. What do you think about the total?
Yeah, I think that the Blazers gonna get tired legs. I think that the Jazz got to bring their defense back tonight, man. No look for the total for me, to be honest with you. I mean, total's not my thing. So, I mean, you got to realize what your thing is. I like sides more. Honestly, I don't care what happens with the total. I think the Jazz gonna bring their defense, but the way I think their offense is gonna get back fluid tonight. The Blazers, I don't see them playing much defense tonight. We know when you get tired legs and their shots, I think them jumper is gonna be a little short tonight as well with tired legs and back to back. I think their defense is going to lay, but I think the Jazz going to bring it to them. It could go either way. I see the Jazz, they could possibly clamp down on them or they could smash them out. But either way it goes, I like the Jazz tonight, and I don't see them losing this game. And the Blazers, they've been playing real nice, but they're not that good of a team. Real good starting five. When it gets to the bench, the Jazz, like I say, when the Jazz get to their bench, they should smash them. Ever since the second quarter and the third quarter, at the end of the third quarter, that should be smash times for the Jazz to build their lead and just keep it going. That's the last thing I have on this game, though, Junior. If you want, you can recap your plays, and we gonna get out of here.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to go silent. I just didn't want to interrupt you, bro.
No, you good.
I only got 2 official plays this morning. Under 214.5 in Celtics 76ers think is going to be a playoff atmosphere, and over 205.5 Heat Magic. That's a really low total for the NBA in 2020, man. So hopefully they come to play.
Yeah, they gonna come to play, man. They gonna come to play. We're gonna get to some cash today, man. We're gonna get some cash today. Y'all get over to the Twitter, man. Y'all follow my guy Junior, and make sure y'all follow me. I posted a college basketball pick on there as well, man. Starting in 30 minutes. We appreciate all you guys for tuning in, and I'm finna post a link to the article as well, man. Y'all click on it, like, share, all that, man. Y'all know we're gonna try to keep it going, try to keep cashing these tickets, man. Cash with the Mavericks today. No, cash with the Mavericks yesterday, man. And trying to, trying to cash, make some more cash today, man. Let's get to it, man. Leche. Ain't those bookmakers. Just like the motherfuckers hate us, man. They don't even want to see us when we come off in that thing.